On this episode of Africans in Sports.
Pritchard sets up Okoro.
Where you're from is like one of the most violent places in Nigeria.
Yeah.
How do you kind of stay away from all of that and stay focused?
I always have this mindset that no matter how hard it is for me, it's gonna be good someday. And I wanted to use basketball as an opportunity for me to pave a way for myself and my family.
What's going on, Africans and sports fans? Welcome back to another episode. I'm your host, Chris Kosizi Strawn, and we've been traveling all over the world to deliver the realest, most authentic stories from athletes from the great continent of Africa. Today we're in Emerald City, Euguene, Oregon, to sit down with Lagos, Nigeria's own Francis Okoro. Francis,
Hey.
How you living, bro?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good, man, I'm good. I'm trying to get used to all this rain, bro. You from Nigeria, how are you used to all of this rain every single day?
I mean, it rains a little bit more in Lagos like this, I guess. We kind of have the rainy season during August, like August, November, it rains a lot. So I'm kind of used to it.
Now, tell me about your upbringing in Nigeria, because I know here at Oregon, you guys are spoiled. The gear-filled night got you guys super lit. How was it growing up?
I mean, growing up for me was a little bit struggle, you know. I grew up in Lagos, Bariga, one of the most violent places in Nigeria. You know, to me, this is just a blessing from God. You know, had an opportunity to go to a good school, you know, for free, and also play basketball. You know, it's a huge opportunity for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So you say where you're from is like one of the most violent places in Nigeria.
Yeah.
How do you kind of stay away from all of that and stay focused?
It was really hard, but I was more determined because in my family, my dad and my mom were always into argument because my dad was a man that was frustrated, you know, he wanted something better, so he became an alcoholic. So so he always got into an argument with my mom, and he was also smart, you know. He told me that I should be careful. He gave me advice, and he wanted me to be a better person. And he told me whatever I got to do to, you know, stay away from this place small, I should try to do it. So most of the time I go stay with my friends, and it was still hard because you're still around people with violence thinking, you know, negative thinking and stuff like that. But I would say it's God, you know. God helped me most of the part. Growing up in a religious family too also helps.
Yeah, tell me more about your faith.
I'm a Catholic. I'm a Christian Catholic. You know, I grew up understanding that whatever I do, I put God first and doing the right things. No matter how life kick you, you just gotta keep doing the right things, and everything's gonna be straight someday. The bad guys around me wanted me to do something right, so they always led me to play soccer and just stay away from them. And soccer was like the value for me because it helps me not to think about the things at home, the dramas at home, the dramas around me. I just go there after school. After school, we play soccer till like nighttime and come home, go to bed, go to school, play soccer, you know. Basketball was a sport that I usually used to hate, you know, because it's for the rich people, you know.
Yeah?
The rich kids play basketball in Nigeria. So I never wanted to play it. I felt like, I always felt like it's useless, like you dribbling the ball and just throw it to the small hoop. So I was like, it's boring, you know. So I didn't used to like basketball. Till one of my friends tried to introduce me to, because I was getting taller. He was like, you should try this. I was like, no, I tried it. It wasn't fun, you know. But till I came to the States and actually started playing it and fell in love with the game my freshman year in high school. Yeah, ever since then, you know.
So ninth grade, you were in Illinois, right, at this time?
Yeah.
You get to Illinois and you fall in love with basketball.
Yeah.
And now this is your new getaway. Like you said, soccer was your getaway from everything that's going on bad at home.
Yeah.
Now basketball is that in your life.
Yeah.
How did that even come about? You said your friend is the one who introduced you to it, but how did you end up falling in love with it?
I think it was trying to learn the game.
Do you ever sit back and think about that? Like, I'm a Division I athlete. I'm from Lagos, Nigeria.
Yeah.
I'm a Division I athlete now.
After I came back from Nigeria, I just looked back because I saw some people that were older than me, and they were surprised to see me. And I tried to ask about my friends, and unlucky for me, they're all dead because of the kind of situation they grew up in. No single one was alive, even my classmates. And I was just thinking about that. I was like, man. And I also had some offers to play soccer. You know, as a kid, you could play soccer professionally. But I was just happy that I made the right decision, you know.
Yeah.
And just thinking about it, just visualizing if I didn't have this opportunity, who knows where I would be. Yeah.
Probably back at home doing whatever. You never know.
I don't know, because kids get frustrated, you know. You feel like you could go to school, but nothing's gonna come out of it, you know. So you're just trying to make it because families and all that. So you just get frustrated and you just like, all right, I don't care what happened to my life. I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do just to get this money.
Yep, for real.
Yeah.
Man, I know your mother is proud of you, man.
Yeah, she is. She don't even know basketball. She don't know anything about it. She don't even know I play for. She only knows I go to school. She's like, okay, how's school?
Yep, that's what she cares about, huh?
Yeah, she don't know. She never seen me play basketball before in her life.
Oh, wow, for real?
Nah, my dad never did too.
What's your relationship like with your dad?
We had a good relationship, although the only time it was bad probably when he gets drunk, you know, and most of the time he tells me when he's better, like, hey, son, I want you to do this, but most of the time I don't want you to judge me by this. But yeah, we had a good, you know, deep talk. You know, he talked to me about life, you know, told me a lot about his growing up and his family and what he thinks is best for me, you know. But he was just, he was never a bad person to me, you know. He was always pushing me to a positive vibe, you know, level, and we just didn't have that sports father relationship, you know, like, hey son, do this. Like, he didn't want me to play soccer. He felt like soccer was not going to do anything for me because we got so many people playing, you know. Yeah. Like, our relationship was more of like an adult. He never talked to me like a kid, like you know. Yeah. If I made any mistake, he feels like I don't have to make it. Even when I was little, like growing up, before even, I remember I was 11 years old and I think there was like a riot, you know, and he was like, go inside, go take care of your brothers, your mom and all that. I was like, go take care of them. Like, you think you want me to fight these people, you know?
Yeah.
He was like, no, you go inside. Then he had to go to the, because everybody trying to like secure their family, because there could be a riot like 5 times in a week, you know, just kids just
crazy.
Throwing bottles and cutlass, coming to your shop and steal your stuff. So once it's 6 o'clock, everybody close the store, you know, go inside praying that, okay, they shouldn't come to my house today, you know? Wow. So he'd be like, yo, go inside. I'm like, no, I'm a little kid. Like, no, you're not a little kid, you know? Just stuff like that. Yeah. He made me become a man when I was little, you know? Any decision I make, he'd be like, if I messed up in that decision, he'd be like, it's your decision, you know? So he always viewed me like a man, you know, which helped me, you know. He talked to me about things you wouldn't probably tell a 10-year-old kid, you know. Let me understand there's repercussion for this. And if you do it, you know, it wasn't like love relationship. When I came to America, I said like love relationship. Like sometimes like, why are you doing this?
Yeah. It's
But
different for you.
Yeah, it's different for me.
I know what
So
you mean.
like I never had that. My dad didn't call me. My dad didn't tell me I love you. To me, I know he loved me. So like, he probably never told me that, but I know he did.
You feel it.
Yeah. I know it's genuine love,
Walk me through going home. You said the last time you were home was in February for your dad's funeral. Emotional time. What was that like?
After I heard about the death of my dad, I was emotionally down, mentally down. I couldn't sleep because it's like you're scared of losing someone again. Till now, I still talk, because of that, I talk to my brothers and sisters and my mom every day because it's the worst feeling, you never seen someone for a long time, you haven't seen someone for a long time, and the next news you hear about them is they're gone, kind of made me down, and the last time I talked to my dad, I wanted him to stop drinking, He was drinking a lot, and I wanted him to stop drinking, and we had an argument about that. And he said he's trying, but it's so hard, and I understand why he's so hard, He's already addicted to it, and we didn't really finish the conversation in a good note, and the last time he called me, I was in practice, So when I tried to call him back, the phone wasn't going. So I was actually planning on calling him that day. Then I had the news that he died, So that kind of messed me up really bad. Even in school, in basketball, I was down, But I would just keep praying, trying to stay positive and stay strong, not doing anything stupid.
Yeah.
And going back home even I would say going back home made me happy, but at the same time it was just sad that my dad never saw who I am, When my mom saw me, she didn't even know who I was, She was like, how you got this big,
Yeah.
And I would just imagine how my dad was gonna feel, Everybody was like, damn, I wish your dad saw this, your dad been yelling, shouting, and I understood that because he wanted to see who I'm gonna be in the future. That has been his number one goal. Like, I want to see what you're gonna be. Like, I want to see. I had so many people that said I'm not gonna do this. I want you to do that. I had so many people fighting me. I didn't get to this level. I wanted you to do this. I wanted you to do that. And for me, seeing him laying down, not be able to talk, and just eyes closed, was really a sad moment, you know. And when I saw my brothers and everybody was crying, and it wasn't a good time to go home. It wasn't a good reason to go home for, you know. I didn't even want it to go home, you know. I didn't want it to believe he's dead. Even after I had it, I didn't believe he was dead.
Of course not, man. That's tough to deal with.
I didn't want it to believe it, and one of my uncles told me, going home might be the greatest thing in terms of clearing your mind, because if I don't go home, I might still have this doubt that he's still living. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna just go home. And I went home. It was good, at the same time it was bad, because I had a chance to see my family, and it also reminded me how hard it is at home, you know, and how I gotta come back and increase the way I grind, you know. Now I gotta grind harder, I gotta understand. Now it made me understood you can't mess up, you know. You have families, you have younger brothers looking up to you, and it was just crazy. I see everybody around me looking up to me and telling me, hey, we're waiting for you, hey, we're so proud of you. Even people I never seen before, you know, and that brought joy to me and motivated me to come back here and play harder, you know. And no matter what I'm going through, I just gotta be grateful and play harder, you know.
So it sounds like you got closure, you got motivation, but most importantly, it brought your family together. You say you speak to your family more often now.
Yeah.
How's that situation now
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you because you don't wanna, the worst thing in life is hearing someone that you love and never told them you love them, and you hear the dead, now you want to tell them you love them when they're laying down.
Every time you see them.
Yeah, it's hard, I never told my dad, oh, I'm so proud of you, even because he probably felt like I'm always arguing with him, but it wasn't like that, I always loved him, I knew he had the best interest for us, but we never had that. Yeah, you motivated me. Everything you told me was real, I never told him that. He never told me his own part, and we all kept it. Both of us kept that thought to ourselves, and seeing him die and me telling him when he was laying down didn't feel real,
Yeah.
So ever since then, every day I call my brothers and sisters, my mom, even my relation, like, hey, I love you,
Yep.
I appreciate everything you've done for me. I want you to know you're doing the best, you're doing really good, and I'm proud of you,
It's important.
Just that, because losing people, it's like a nightmare to me, especially the people I love.
How did the opportunity come for you to escape Nigeria and get here to the States?
I had an opportunity to go to a school called Arlington Country Day in Florida, but didn't go to the school. Went to go stay with someone else in Mississippi instead of me going to the school, and living with that person was tough. He felt like I came from a country that don't eat, that don't give us food, that everything is a struggle, so he don't have to do that for me. So he wanted me to just play basketball. So he was like, this is what you're gonna do. If you don't do it, you don't get none. So I did, and I wasn't playing the sport, you know? And because also he felt like he's gonna try to make me a good player, but he was not gonna force me to play because I didn't like the sport back then. And come home, he's like, okay, no food. I ain't getting no food. Didn't give me nothing. Then the next day I wake up, follow him to the gym, It was hard. It was hard those few months. And that is how I got to the shelter, And I went to school one day and fainted because I didn't get enough. Yeah, I didn't eat, and they asked what's the problem. I was like, I haven't eaten for like 2 days, The only thing I manage to eat is probably maybe when we go to YMCA, I like look around because sometimes kids leave coins on the floor and I pick the coins and walk like 30 miles to Walmart and go buy me like a loaf of bread and try to squeeze it, hide it, because if he sees the loaf of bread, he gonna take it away, And I was just managing that, probably eat one bread, drink water, try to manage that bread for like a week, And I didn't know the rules about America. I didn't know anything, I didn't have no friends, nobody to talk to, and I didn't have no phone. And every time I managed to call my parents, I like lied to them, like, hey, yeah, I'm good, I'm doing good. But
why didn't you want to tell them the truth?
Huh?
Why didn't you want to tell them the truth?
It's gonna cause panic. So I knew I was gonna be good, but I didn't know what time and I didn't know how. But I knew for some reason I'm gonna be good, and they took me to the shelters. And that's how I escaped from being no food to getting food, and now staying with people that just...
So you must be a master at adapting. You've been in situation after situation, bad situation after bad situation, but here you are, you made it out.
Yeah.
What's your biggest takeaway from all of that moving and all of that adapting and adjusting?
Just keeping your head up. Like, no matter how hard it hit me right now, no matter how hard life hits me right now, I'm gonna keep my head up. I know it's gonna hurt, but I know I always have this mindset that no matter how hard it is for me, it's gonna be good someday. And I'm never gonna bring myself down. Like, I'm never gonna say, I'm never going to accuse my life or accuse God for doing or for making things hard for me, you know. I feel like everybody has their own cross, you know. We all have a path to follow in life. And sometimes, I'm not going to lie, I'm still human. Sometimes I still wish it's not like that, you know.
Yeah,
sometimes I just think about it, worry about it. But at the end of the day, I still know it's gonna be fine. You know? I still know it's gonna be fine. No matter how hard it is, I still have this belief it's gonna be fine.
Talk about the transition to when you realized that basketball can change your life.
First, it was the opportunities that basketball was giving me, you know. I mean, think about how many kids in America right now wish they could go to school without paying loans, you know? And I understood that. And I wanted to use basketball as an opportunity for me to pave a way for myself and my family.
You now today, what do you go back home to them and tell them about your experiences now?
Actually, that was one of the things I'm planning to do. God helps me, I get to the level I want to play basketball, is letting the people at home understand how being positive helps, you know.
So you have goals to eventually go back home and just be a positive figure in your community.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
Yeah. I mean, I had goals doing something to help people financially, but mainly I think you don't just give people money, you don't just give them businesses. You have to let them understand they need to learn how to value those businesses, those money, and before they value that, they have to value their own life, you know?
That's so real.
Putting drugs into yourself, you're not valuing your life. You know that's gonna kill you, and you're still doing it, you know? And sometimes I feel like that's disrespectful to God, because God created you to love yourself, and you're not loving yourself, you know? Instead, you're killing yourself. Yes.
You see yourself going to the NBA?
I do.
Yeah?
I do. This year, just like you talk about the ups and downs, this year I've been dealing with injuries, you know. I'm still playing, you know. I've just been dealing with some injuries, but I see myself going to the NBA. I have that goal, you know. It's something that I'm proud to talk to myself about, and I'm not scared to say it.
Nah, I can feel it through you right now.
No, I'm not scared to say it.
So outside of the NBA, you see yourself representing Nigeria?
Yeah, I do. They talked to me about playing for them one time, but it's kind of hard to go college and the schedule, you know, so I have to go to school, and I'm taking hard classes, so I can't just leave the state like that.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Man, bro, you're an inspiration to everyone back home. I'll tell you that right now.
Thank you.
Your father will be extremely proud of you, bro. You're doing everything that he wanted you to do.
Thank you.
And you have goals to make your city better.
Yeah.
I love that, man.
Yeah.
Francis, this has been a pleasure.
Thank you.
I can't thank you enough, man.
you.
I'm gonna make sure I keep up with you, keep following your journey, and I wish you all the luck in the world.
Thank you.
For your man, Chris Kosisi Strawn, that's Francis Okoro. This is African Sports, baby. We out.